friends, this is Dr. Vinita, and today's our topic on canes and crutches. And very warm welcome to the Physiotherapy Junoon channel. In this video, we will discuss about walking aids. The two topics we cover in this cane and crutches. First, we start with the cane. The simplest form of walking aid is the cane, also known as walking stick, by means of which force can be transmitted to the ground through the wrist and hand. Since the forearm muscles are relatively weak and the joints of the wrist fairly small, it is impossible to transmit large forces through a cane for any length of time. The torque which can be applied to the upper end of the cane is limited by the grip strength and by the shape of the handle. What are the benefits or can like may be used for three purposes, which are often combined, like to improve the stability, to generate a movement. Third one is the to take part of the load away from the one leg. Three major parts. One by one we will discuss. First is the improved stability. Canes are frequently used by the elderly population and infirm to improve their stability. This is achieved by increasing the size of the area of sport. Thus, remove the need to position the center of gravity over the relatively small sporting area provided by the feet. In those with only minor stability problems, a single cane may be used. And in case like this will one cane not provide good stability, we use the two canes. But make it easier to correct for small imbalances. The one cane is very effective. One by one we discuss this that why cane is we are using always in a opposite side. Why? Because the total force in the hip joint is reduced by the sum of this amount. Like if the amount of forces like right hip 10, left hip 10, it will 20. So that total force in the hip joint is reduced by the sum of this amount, and the force applied by the cane to the ground. For this mechanism to work, the cane must be held in opposite hand to the painful hip, opposite to the affected leg. If only a single cane is used, it will normally be advanced during the stance phase of the more secure leg. If two canes are used, they are usually advanced separately during double limb sport to provide the maximum stability at all the points. Second point is the generate a movement. The use of a cane to generate a movement is like to mechanics of normal single leg stance, like a vertical force of 10 kg or like 22 lb is applied through the cane, which generate a counterclockwise movement applied to the shoulder girdle and hence to the pelvis. What this will cause? This will reduce the size of the momentum which the hip abductor muscles need to generate to keep the pelvis level. The contraction of these muscles is reduced from main forces, the combined forces, and a reduction of the total forces in the hip joint is reduced by the sum of these movements and the force applied by cane to the ground. For this mechanism to work, the cane must be held in opposite hand to the painful hip. A cane may also be used to generate a lateral momentum or lateral movement at the knee to reduce the loading on one side of the joint. The cane is advanced during the swing phase of the leg for protecting. When we give cane to generate a movement for the patient, we give this advice to the patient that patient should use the cane advanced during the swing phase so that the leg is protected. Reduce limb loading. When using a cane to remove some of the load from the leg, it is usually held in the same hand as the affected leg and placed on the ground close to the foot. Why? Because to increase the area. In this way, load sharing can be achieved between the leg and the cane, even to the extent of removing the load entirely from the leg. The cane follow the movements of the affected leg. Like if leg in swing phase, the cane is also in swing phase. The cane in stance phase, the leg is also in stance phase. Being advanced during the swing phase on that side, the person will normally lean sideways over the cane in lateral lurch to increase the vertical loading on it and hence to reduce the load in the leg. A cane may be used in this way to relieve pain in the hip, knee, ankle, and foot. So why cane in same side? When using a cane to remove some of the load from the leg, it is usually held in the same hand as the affected leg and placed on the ground close to the foot. Whichever of these three reasons a person has for using a cane, the degree of disability will determine whether one or two canes are used. It may be observed that a subject uses a cane in opposite hand from what might have been expected. In some cases, he or she has simply not discovered that they would benefit more from using the cane in other hand but more often. The observer has failed to appreciate fully all the compensation is the subject has adopted. What are the cane modifications? The cane modification are particularly important variant on the simple cane is the broad based cane, also known as the hemi or crab cane, which may have 3 feet tripod or it may be tetrapod or quadrupod. There is a number of ways in which a simple can may be modified. The increased stability is gained at the expense of an increase in the weight and particularly bulk, which may cause difficulties when going through doorways. So next topic is on the crutches. What are the crutches and what are the difference between the cane and the crutches? The main difference in function between a crutches and a cane is that a crutch is able to transmit significant forces in the horizontal plane. This is because, unlike the cane, which is effectively fixed to the body at only a single point, the crutch has 2 points of attachment, one at the hand and one higher up the arm, which provide a lever arm for the transmission of the torque. Although there are many differences designed by crutch, they fall into two categories. One are the auxiliary crutches and second forearm crutches. And third one is gutter crutches. As with the cane, it is also possible to have a broad base crutch ending in 3 or 4 feet, like tripod or tetrapod. What are the auxiliary crutches? Here you see some auxiliary crutches examples. In auxiliary crutches, there is a sponge rubber padding which will not harm the axilla. Hand grip, putting bolt through the higher or lower holes. Wing nut, thin bolt, washers, bolt with wing nuts for adjustment according to your height, and a rubber grip which will help you to avoid the slipping. Side view showing holes for height adjustments. In auxiliary crutches, as their name suggests, fit under the axilla or at the armpit. They are usually of a simple design with a padded top surface and a hand hold in appropriate position. The lever arm between the axilla and the hand is fairly long. You see here, the lever arm is very long, and enough horizontal force can be generated to permit walking when both legs are straight and non-functional. A disadvantage for this type of crutch is that axilla is not an ideal position or idle area for weight bearing, and incorrect fitting or a prolonged use may cause damage to the blood vessels or nerves. Although some people use auxiliary crutches for many years, they are more suitable for short term use. For instance, while a patient has a broken leg set in plaster, there are many different form of crutches or forearm crutches. Then we proceed to the next, which is the forearm cuff or forearm crutches, also called the elbow and loaf strands and Canadian crutches. They differ from axillary crutches. They are differ from axillary crutches in the shape. Crutches in that the upper point of contact between the body and the crutch is provided by either the forearm or the upper arm, not the axilla, rather than by the axilla. The lever arm is the shorter than for an auxiliary crutch. Shorter arm. Although this is a seldom a problem, and they usually run less risk of tissue damage. Like in auxiliary crutches, there may be a chance to damage the nerve or tissue, but in the forearm crutches, this risk is diminished, as well as being lighter and more acceptable cosmetically. Second, in normal forearm crutches, most of the vertical force is transmitted through the hand, but the use of a gutter or platform permit more load to taken by the forearm itself. Like you see in the picture, there is a finger of it below elbow and a hand grip and a wrist height at a wrist height and push button. Press both and rotate leg or for adjustment of the height. Tip bottom of the forearm crutches, and there is a rubber grip also. These all about, like, here is one example. Like in villages, there is some children who can't afford the gutter crutches. There is some idea, like you can use the bamboo or a plastic and a tree branch with fork and put some rubber below to avoid the slippage. Bend and branch and bind them together for elbow support, and I use the gutter crutches. Very good initiative for the people those who cannot afford the gutter crutches. And this is this is all about the walking aid video. cane and crutches. I hope you enjoy the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe my video. Thank you so much. Have a good